All right, soon there will be government eyes in the skies. The Fed's considering drones to monitor everyday Americans going about their everyday lives. Fox News senior judicial analyst Judge Andrew Napolitano passed out when he heard about this. We revived him in time, gave him a new suit, and brought him in. The judge, is this even legal when you found out?
No, it's not legal. Now, we're talking about two different things. We're talking about the Air Force, which is the Department of Defense, dispatching drones to monitor people when they're outside their homes or even when they're inside their homes. We're also talking about local law enforcement, 313 of which have drones ready to be used, but the FAA has not yet authorized them to do so. So we have the Defense Department and we have local police watching us from the sky, none of which is legal without a warrant from a judge.
So President Obama didn't wake up and say, I want to see all Americans and find out what they're doing. This is something that came from the Defense Department or the Department of Justice.
Well, the Defense Department is not permitted to do anything in the United States of America against American citizens without an executive order from the president, and he can only issue one in time of rebellion or national disaster. That's the federal law. For him to permit the Air Force to spy on us, no matter how noble their goal may be, is a violation of federal law, unless he signed an executive order and we don't know about it, in which case that would be unlawful because the executive orders of this nature have to be published.
All right, so the drones go in the skies. If a kid is missing, we already have the Amber Alert, and that's helping with street signs. What if they told you, hey, I need these drones to help find those kids?
They need a search warrant to use a drone. And if there's evidence of crime, a child kidnapped,
O.J. Simpson on the run,
a judge is more likely than not to sign a search warrant. The reason for the search warrant is the Fourth Amendment requires it, and there's a record of what they are looking for. But if they just want to dispatch drones because they have a morbid curiosity about what Americans are doing, or they don't care about our privacy, whether it's the federal government through the Air Force or whether it's local police, they don't have the authority to do so. And for Congress and the President to permit the Air Force to do this on their own. Yesterday, the Air Force announced a rule saying that if they're flying over Massapequa and they see Brian Kilmeade sunbathing in his backyard,
again,
they can keep the picture of you, even though they took it by accident. Let's say they're looking for something else in your neighborhood. Congress didn't do this. The President didn't do this.
Right.
The Air Force gave themselves that authority. There's no provision anywhere for them to give themselves that authority.
All right. And when do you think I'm going to find this time to sunbathe? I'm very curious.
I don't know.
Thank you.
With your schedule.
Now, I listened to Charles Krauthammer last night, and Democrats, too. There seems to be bipartisan outrage from this, about this. Do you think this is one time where both sides will come together?
Well, I would hope so. I mean, when the President bombed Libya, the Congress looked the other way. Now the President wants to dispatch plastic drones to spy on Americans. It would be reprehensible for the Congress to look the other way. And I want to give a shout out to Charles Krauthammer. He's 100% correct. The first American patriot that shoots down one of these drones that comes too close to his children in his backyard will be an American hero.
And who are you, little fella? Come to show him where I am. Not nice.